After 15 years in corporate recruiting, it was time to make a change. But I didn't want to just make a change, I wanted to make a difference. I created Spirit Tree Connections, a creative healing energy center where I teach intuition to all walks of life. I also created a funny message circle called Funny You Should Say That, where participants receive messages from past loved ones. It's part humor, part messages, and all healing. I'm really kind of a regular guy.
Come on, Eric, jump in.
I coach baseball, I'm raising adoptive foster kids. I run a business and I coach and help people get to where it is that they need to in their path. I work with people with gift, whether it be intuition, whether it be mediumship.
I'm an Inca-trained shaman, and it is one of the oldest healing modalities around. We want to help people heal, help them get to their highest self and their highest potential.
I'm a Chinese metaphysics consultant and teacher, working in feng shui and Chinese astrology, as well as the I Ching and other modalities in the system.
Hi everyone, I'm Brandon Russ. I'm also a medium. He's saying that conversation that the two of you had, he said, thank you for asking me. He would have been so upset if you didn't, but he's saying you literally stood on the doorstep going, should I actually go in? You were really nervous about asking him.
Yeah.
He said, that's when I knew you were worthy. Did she use a lot of paint? Did she use a lot of art?
Oh, that's it, arts and
She's
crafts.
pushing paint. And she's standing up and she's literally going, I've got this. Why is she purposely showing me she's standing up?
Because she had a stroke 3 years ago and hasn't walked since.
She's like, I got it now, kid. She said, I can't believe you're into this.
My name is Dawn, and I've come to the Spirit Tree today looking for a little guidance and insight. I've recently suffered a loss in my life. I was residing with my father and he passed. I'm hoping that the practitioners here can give me some guidance and insight to that.
Hello, Dawn. How are you today?
I'm well, Brandon. How are you?
Great. Listen, let me take your hands and let's protect our time together. I want to bring in our white light. Let's ask our guides to connect with one another as we ask for the messages to come through that we hope to receive. Is your father with us?
No.
He is now. He's Jay?
Yes.
He's Jay. And he's also showing me a P. Is this Paul, Peter? What's his middle name? It's Patrick. He's not just in this room, he is all over you. You know, the cancer got to be too much. He literally said, it was like turning out a light. He said, I just laid back, I just chilled, and then it was there. It's also saying he squeezed your hand. He said 3 times.
It was 3.
He's saying it was 3 times. You do know that means I love you. He wasn't able to speak at the end.
He wasn't.
And he's saying, I squeezed your hand 3
Trying
times.
to, but nothing was.
So he squeezed your hand, he took your hand and he went. That makes sense. Did you also lose a cousin or an uncle? This is somebody that's connected to him that he was great friends with. This is a brother-in-law.
Correct.
It's a brother-in-law and he's saying we're just like this. And he's showing me who cares about the family getting together. I'm just gonna be sitting here drinking. Oh, no. These guys are Genesee. What is up with this?
Oh my gosh. My father used to like Genesee.
Oh my, it's awful. It's terrible.
It is terrible,
It
but
lit-
it's like childhood trauma.
Was Dad a Red Sox fan?
Oh my gosh, yes.
What questions do you have for me?
You kind of answered everything. I mean, the big question I had was what was he trying to say at the very end? And he already answered.
He's trying to say I love you. That's why he's squeezing your hand.
Yes,
Does that make sense?
absolutely.
Hi Dawn, I'm Beth. It's so nice to
Hi,
meet
Beth.
you.
Very nice to meet you.
I can read your chart to see it's very much aligned and part of the Chinese medicine system. Encoded in this system is your life path and your life's journey. This is where you've been, this is who you are, where am I now, and where am I heading? And how do I use that information to move forward? Water in your chart represents your husband or boyfriend element. It's made it hard to have and keep a relationship. This partner that you may be thinking you want in your life can absolutely show up. So it's changing your mindset about that.
Because that's something that's kind of going on right now. And I've just recently kind of developed the confidence to start turning it around. It's making me more open and receptive
Yeah,
to
because
a relationship.
the overall theme of your chart is to give and to do. This is your father, and that's your mother. It does show that you are pretty closer to your dad, or maybe your dad is a a stronger figure in your life.
Well, he passed in December of 2018, but he was able to stay home. I was blessed enough to be able to care for him. So we've developed quite this relationship.
You have your personal sky horse animal in your chart. Are you traveling much?
Well, I can tell you, I was gone for 2 weeks. I came back as I was driving home with one idea in mind, and I walked in the house and I said, I'm buying the house. Like literally, it was clear. Too true.
Travel more.
Yes.
It's part of your nature. That's who you are. That's your core personality.
When a client comes for a shamanic healing, there isn't a specific agenda. It's really driven by spirit and what is in the highest and best for that particular client.
I had no idea. I'm interested in shamanism, but I had no idea what to actually sit with one of the practitioners would be like. But I'm really glad I did. I came to the reading with Brandon, and Brandon was able to tune into things that was going on in my life and kind of explain some things about this is how it's supposed to be, this is what you're experiencing, this is how it's meant to be. And it brings a sense of peace just knowing there is another place, they're there, they're happy, they want me to be happy. He's proud of what I did. Sorry. My mother wants me to start moving on now and taking care of not everybody else, but what I need to do. Both Beth and Mary were saying now basically is my time to flourish. I was surprised that both practitioners keyed in on very similar things. I felt like all three practitioners were very accurate.
The Spirit Tree team, led by Brandon, helps family members of the police in many different circumstances.
He was a good boy with a big heart.
The rescue squad was there and there was a police car in the front.
He was the kind of kid that would come home hungry because he gave up his lunch for somebody else. He just always gave a lot of himself.
It was just totally out of character for him to take and do anything to hurt himself. He was shot on the left side of his temple. He asked me, he says, is Richard right or left-handed? I said, he's right-handed. He would have had to have used his left hand to take and shoot. The detective dropped the ball. Was there a gunpowder residue on Richard? And did anybody do a gunpowder residue on the girl? And he says, no and no. He didn't do it. He wouldn't do it.
Things don't add up.
It was her. She pushed him.
There's so many unanswered questions.
He wants you to find this.
I would just say try it. Try it. You have nothing to lose and you have a lot to gain. So I would recommend anybody coming through Spirit Tree.
When people are able to unlock what their intuition's potential is, they truly can become the best version of themselves. We all have the gift. It's just what you do with it.